What's up, everybody? It's your girl Erica, the favorite girl you'd love to cancel, but you can. Classic Clown Blog here. Look, you guys, we're going to do this video about cancel culture, and I know lots of people are like, "Oh, Erica, the cancel culture conversation." Yes, we have to have it because you can't cancel people. Jon Stewart just did a wonderful talk about how it's a myth. I know you're like, but what about the Me Too and men going to work and they can't work with these women lying on them? Listen, every single person who has that actual ownership didn't lose a thing. You go, where? What about Bill Cosby? Bill Cosby still owns a lot of stuff. What about Harvey Weinstein? Still owns millions of dollars of stuff. What about James Gunn? You know, he got kicked off the movie, and guess what? All the actors complained. Even though he talked about child pornography and babies and sex and weird stuff on Twitter, which isn't a real place, they still brought him back. Why? Because he had ownership. He had contracts that let him own for years. Wonder Woman. Wonder Woman said, "Listen, if that guy isn't off if he ain't off the set, if he's still the director, I will not do the movie." Okay, you say, okay, well, can't really do the Wonder Woman movie if you don't have Wonder Woman on set. Oh, look, we have a loser blocked. Okay, so we already know we have some losers out here. So let's go ahead and talk about it. All right. So listen, Dave Chappelle has been getting a lot of talk, a lot of feedback. Now, what just happened a couple years ago? Let's go ahead and Soul Man, this is perfect. Let me tell you why this is perfect. When people actually build their own platform, and I don't mean just coming on YouTube for 5 to 6 to 7, 8 hour hangouts, but actually have a website you can redirect them to. Actually sell courses and products. Actually have affiliate marketing. They'll be just fine. Okay. All right. So listen, don't feed the trolls. They're losers. And listen, how do we know they're losers? They come on this internet. They have nothing to show for their lives but avatars and funny words. We know that. We know it. We can go look up their actual Facebook pages. And guess what we see? Their mom's basements. Okay. All right, you guys. Have a great day out there. Now, let's go ahead and share. Um, let's go ahead and share our screen because a lot of people say, "Well, Erica, what do you mean? What do you mean?" Okay, so let's go ahead to cancel culture. Now, if you want to laugh a little bit, you can go and just Google cancel culture. Google it. Now you're gonna say, "Well, Erica, Donald Trump is not even on the Twitter platform," but guess what? You can Google that man. He's everywhere else. Did Donald Trump lose his 685 businesses that his name is on because Twitter kicked him off? No. Did he lose his 685 businesses because he's not in the White House? No. I assure you, even more people now are trying to book him for shows and talking and radio stations and events and conferences. Trust me, every president that's ever been a president, no matter how bad we think they are. Example, Jimmy Carter. Everybody thought he was horrible, Democrats and Republicans. Jimmy Carter, 95 years old, is still booked for events and doing Habitat for Humanity at 95 years old. The singer, Bennett, um, that was with the Rat Pack back in the day, the womanizing Rat Pack back in the day. He's still singing. He has Alzheimer's and just finished doing a show with Lady Gaga in New York City at 95 years old. So when people talk about this, I'm going to counsel you. I'm gonna counsel you, Erica, because you hurt my feelings. It doesn't make sense. As long as you listen to me now, as long as you introduce yourself to new clients, create businesses, and keep going, nobody can counsel you. See, this is why I want you to understand. Dave Chappelle, he actually goes to these places, records the video himself and then sends it to Netflix as part of the sales deal. Why does he do that? Because he then owns his content. Why was I so mad and still right to this day about Monique? Monique did all this fussing and fighting, and Netflix is unfair and it's racist and counsel Netflix. Netflix is going on about his day, right? Netflix just found 10 other black comedians and gave them a show for cheap, right? Monique could have, in that same 5 years, going back and forth to court over Netflix, already produced 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8 shows. Dave Chapelle has produced 7 shows in the same time period of her crime. Joy Coy, who was considered at one point broker than a lot of them, made several different Netflix specials and sold them all for $3, $4, $5 million. And people say, well, Ericka, everybody ain't got time to set up their own thing. That's just it. In this new coming age of digital real estate, and I'll mention it again, I told y'all that man had so many videos. It doesn't matter about this. People will come on at any given time and see one of these old videos and go, oh, this is great information, and go on about their day. But see, you out here on the street fighting like somebody giving you a paycheck and arguing, it don't make no sense, baby. Because here's the thing, even the YouTubers, now I'm gonna go through a list here. 2A YouTubers, which we know what that means, pew pew YouTubers, they have been demonetized for 7 years almost on YouTube. 8 years. Guess what? I can go look, not on my laptop, but I can go on somebody else's laptop and find hundreds of channels with 500,000 views. Why? Because you cannot stop people from typing what they want to search on this computer. And when they search, the first thing they think is, why am I not seeing this in my notifications, my recommendations? And the person on the channel goes, hey, could you subscribe? Could you buy a book or two? Could you buy a pew pew pew? Or could you buy some ammo? Could you support this affiliate over here? And guess what happens? The people do what? They go off this platform that we don't control, okay? And they go to that person's what? Email list, website, affiliate list, links, other websites. They go to their events. I can tell you right now, in Utah, I was going to go to this store. It's called Fieldcraft Survival. For 5 years, they were shadow banned here on YouTube. And then they were shadow banned on Facebook. And then all their ads kept being rejected. And they started making video after video after video about it. Hey, you guys, we're being kicked in the pants. Come support our events. I've been to 4 of their gun trainings in Dallas and in Houston. I paid $400 per event to be there with my own weapon, with my own pew-pews, with my own ammo, and participate. And there were 40 other people just like me at every event. 2 different days, okay? 2 different sets of 40 people. So they're doing events 52 weeks a year almost. Now, not 52 weeks, but closer to 40 weeks a year. They've got staff. They've tripled in their size. Why? Because I'm telling you, when I talk about winter is coming and I'm talking about creating this digital real estate course, it's not for you to be on this man's internet playing with people who live in their basement and work at fucking Walgreens when this is over. It's for you to build out a platform where you can create financial wealth for yourself. Several people on this platform, when they make their money and they go buy house after house, when I got to meet a great guy who is literally buying houses in Detroit off his YouTube money, it doesn't matter if YouTube kicks him off tomorrow. Guess what he's going to do? He's going to go on what? Bigger Pockets. He's going to go on 20, 30, 40 people's real estate podcast show or different channels and do what? Still make money, still be vibrant. See, y'all out here playing this game of, well, I'm on this team. And there's a great book. It's called The Edge of, my personal trainer's got to text it to me again. It's called The Edge of Reason or something to that effect. But basically it talks about Americans, the reason we had such an issue with Donald Trump, and we'll just go there, is we've gotten to this, my team, your team, and I'm on Spider-Man's team, and I'm on Superman's team. And so we get so deeply entrenched in that team thinking that no matter what I say to somebody about Joe Biden today, the first thing they'll say is, what about Trump? Trump ain't even in office. But they can't give you any other talking points because they really don't have any organic talking points. A lot of these people on this internet arguing with y'all don't have any organic talking points. You know why? Because they don't go out their house. What am I doing after I leave here? I'm going to a music concert with people. Why? Because life is about people. And it ain't about, listen, I get it. If you're on this internet 8 hours a day and you're making thousands of dollars a day off YouTube, hey, baby, be on there, live your life. But guess what? The majority of people that are on YouTube 8, 9, 10 hours a day ain't making no money. They are living an internet life. Diamond Dave did a really great video talking about how people are living in virtual reality. Living through this computer. Not living in the real world. not going to events, not going to meetups, not going to masterminds. That's why when you see these men, let me just go here. When you see men at events and they're dressed in a suit, they're killing every woman in the room. Why? Because majority of men are not going what? Out of their house. Majority of women too. Now, before y'all come after me with the pitchforks, when I go to the gym at night, I went and deadlift at Gold's Gym around this corner, full of men. And I was deadlifting, and this guy come over and said, "Man, I've really seen you been consistent. Awesome." Now, I don't know that man from damn Adam. I don't know him from Adam, but he's watching. Why? Because not many people come to the gym consistently. I leave from this place to go over there consistently. And that's the problem. A lot of y'all don't live in the real world. And let's just go there. You have to look for more of what you want to see. If you don't want to see baby mama drama every day, why are you searching for it every day? If you have already married a woman of another race, why are you over here talking about black women all day? Baby, something wrong there. Get that therapy, okay? So again, council culture isn't real. It's only because y'all think it's real. It's like saying the sky is green. No, Ericka, the sky is blue. But if you own this internet long enough, somebody gonna tell you it's green. Okay? Eunice, listen, what I tell you, Eunice, thank you. But I'm gonna tell it to you this way. I like myself. And a lot of these men on this internet don't like themselves. I like myself. Your like is extra. If you like me, great. If you don't, that's your problem. Will I see you in these streets? No. So it don't matter what they're talking about. It just don't matter. Again, if this person ain't marrying you, sleeping at your house, making children with you, who cares what they talking about? Come on now, y'all. Come on now. Y'all know what I'm talking about. Honey, I bring the sarcasm every day because if I don't, I would just laugh all day on this thing. Now, if you see right I can't, D. I can't. He said, thank you for $10 super chat. You can't listen. If you really know how power and money works, wait a season. Season may be this, you may have a lot of businesses suffered through COVID. Oh shit, I said the word pandemic. But then they're bouncing back. Ticket sales, show sales, concerts. I mean, everybody's like, oh my God, I got to get to that concert because they may lock us down again. So now they have this exuberance, this fear of missing out. So if you're a music artist and someone tried to counsel you, this is a great time than ever to go out and do a couple music shows. Why? Because there's no such thing as council culture. Always speak to your fans. Now, here's the thing. 1980s, Duran. They were always getting in trouble for, womanizing. They were young men, whatever you want to say it. They was hooking up with all kind of people off stage, right? And they were like, shame on Duran. So they made the song Notorious. Duran does about 50 concerts a year. Still to this day, 30 some years since their most popular songs came out. They come to Austin at least 10 times a year. And they're always sold out. Why? Because people, that's their power base. The 50-something-year-old soccer moms and the 47-year-old women are like, yes, here I go again. They're out there. And those guys have realized, okay, we got to keep touring. We got to keep sharing our music. And we got to get this same audience to buy more of our music. So you got to be careful which silos and echo chambers you get into, because once you get in that echo chamber, that person is going to feed you more of what you want to hear. You dig what I'm saying? Okay, you following me? So again, you've got Republicans who got elected during the Trump era. They have to keep feeding that fire. So now they're on critical race theory. Now they're on this other thing. Now they're on this other thing. They have to, because that's what they've prepped their audience for. That's what they got elected for. That's what they'll ride the wave for, right? The next 4 years will be like, bump Joe Biden, aka let's go Brandon. If you don't even know what that meme is, let's go Brandon, that's how out of the loop you are. Go to a football game. Go to a baseball game. It's a very big movement. Now I'm gonna say something, and I don't want to be ugly, but I have to be. Game of Thrones was a international multi-millionaire 10 years running show. And the phrase on the show was winter is coming. You had people who go, yeah, winter's coming. You stole that. What are you, a cave beast? Have you not been out your house? Have you been listening to 1992 rap songs still in your headset? That's been out for 10 years. There's all kind of phrases and sayings that are out. The show Friends, I told you about this. Prime example, T.I. was laughing about, and T.I. is my next example. T.I. the rapper was laughing about, man, I love this show. You ever seen this show called Friends? And the interviewer was like, you mean like Friends, the show that was on TV for like 10 years? Yeah. You ever seen that show? I just started watching it. It's amazing. And all these black people in the chat were like, I just found Friends too. I want you to understand that as long as new people enter to your sphere or your flow or your funnel, honey, you will keep on going. These shows will keep going. This stuff will keep going. Again, T.I., y'all like, well, we're getting T.I. canceled. He's going to jail. Yeah, he's sex trafficking in Atlanta. He's going to jail. He's getting his shows removed. T.I. is an owner in over 150 properties in Atlanta. T.I. owns a construction company that flips houses in Atlanta. T.I. owns properties in Florida. You ain't counseling somebody who owns real estate. That's not possible. Vanilla Ice. Vanilla Ice flips real estate, y'all. He's got a TV show, literally, that came out of people going, where's Vanilla Ice at? He's flipping real estate. So what I want you to understand is this imaginary counsel code. I'm going to counsel you. I'm going to get you off these streets. When Dave Chapelle was talking about, and I don't want to ruin the show. I know some of y'all ain't watched it still. When Dave Chapelle said, don't abort the baby, right? The baby. Counseling a man is like killing his livelihood. It is akin to killing him. Now, I felt like, ooh, that's strong. That's a strong word. But then I thought of who? Ja Rule. 50 Cent came out and canceled Ja Rule. And I may be saying it wrong. I know you're like, Ericka, Ja Rule, you're saying it wrong. Ja Rule. He literally could not come back from it. He literally had to come off the TV, off the radio station, because 50 Cent literally buried him. So in our warped minds, our culture, we think, well, I'm a 50 Cent somebody. But you can't 50 Cent somebody who's building a real business. You can't 50 Cent somebody who's building digital real estate. See, y'all was counseling Ja Rule, but in the back office, Ja Rule was still investing in other artists. He was still investing in real estate in New Jersey and New York and other things and other projects, and then kind of got messed up with that one guy. But you can't counsel someone who's building something in the real world. I really want y'all to understand when I talk about digital real estate, a part of my class I'm going to talk about is when you start going on these other podcasts, you start going on these different radio shows, you start building out digital assets, you start connecting these things. What you realize is this is how money moves. Money moves like this. It's like a plane hovering before it lands. Is it hovering over your business? Is money constantly hovering over your business? If it's not, that's one thing. We have to address that, right? Right? You could be on life support in your business, and one good season will bring it back to life. Do you understand what I'm saying? I hope you guys get some of this, what I'm telling you. Same thing here on YouTube with the family channels. They tried to demonetize all these family channels. You can't leave any comments on these channels. What's the number one way we get engagement on our channels, y'all? Comments. That's why I always ask y'all to comment after the video renders, because in YouTube, engagement. Likes or dislikes. I love when y'all dislike my channel. You know why? It's engagement. YouTube's like, man, people are really engaging with her. Dislike. They don't care. It's engagement. Okay? So the family channels knew the hit was coming. They knew they were about to get hit by the ankles and turned upside down. But some of the family channels still to this day, I saw several family channels where the husband had to go back to work, where one dude joined the military back again. He had got out of the military and because the channel was doing so well, and then got back in the military. And then you got to pay attention. They were getting contracts from Walmart for $50,000 to do ads for Walmart. If you get $7 $50,000 contracts for the year, do you think you can take care of your family and keep doing YouTube? I think so. So again, a lot of people are thinking they're going to counsel somebody, and that's not real power. Twitter, listen, I already told y'all, I already showed y'all numbers. 90% of all the tweets made on Twitter are by 3% of the population. It's not a real place, y'all. It's manufactured anger. It's manufactured fear. Black Twitter's hilarious. But again, Black Twitter ain't counsel nobody. That ain't a real place. Meet me outside, baby. Come on now, y'all. Come on. Hold on. Make sure y'all hit the like button here, please. And drop a 1 in the comments if you're enjoying the commentary so far. Yes, Tony Bennett. The Rat Pack, all them, shame on them. They're terrible. That's right. Pew, pew. Pew, pew, pew. Okay. I just want y'all to understand. Pastor E. Lady Deacon D. And so again, here's NPR. NPR be doing some straight hit pieces on people, taking people out by the daggone ankles. But here's the thing. These people, see, you can't, people coming on this man internet to be liked, that ain't your job. If you're looking for validation as a man or a woman on this internet, honey, I'm worried about you. Now, I'm going to bring in more stats and more numbers where these people live in troll land. Well, my friend Billy Bob was 72 and married a 19-year-old. Well, baby, historically, that ain't true. 3 to 6 years is the gap. I'm sorry. And if your so-called leader would show you some actual data, you'd know that. Okay. Now, another thing on here. Why are you mad about Mitch McConnell? Mitch McConnell's over Kentucky. He has nothing to do with who elected as sheriff, who elected as the judge, who elected as the local leadership of your city and state. But see, with council culture, it got you thinking, well, Mitch McConnell's my enemy. Nancy Pelosi is my enemy. That woman can't do nothing for you. You ain't in California. You're not her constituent. She don't owe you nothing. See, but y'all don't understand that. Right? So again, when you see the studies show this, and I'll pull some of these data stuff up and I'll do a whole show on it. They talked about, I'm being careful here. Dave Chappelle's show talks about his friend who commits suicide at some point in the show. Studies show people who have that surgery have high rates of suicide. Those studies also show women who get breast implants, high rates of suicide. Also shows women who do a lot of surgeries, high rate of suicide. There's a correlation there. We never cured the disease. And I talked about this with my trainer the other day. They show studies where people who get the gastric bypass surgery, they die from alcohol poisoning, drugs. They get back up to 300, 500, 600 pounds. We never cured the disease. What was the true disease? It was up here. The person getting gastric bypass surgery, the disease was up here. It wasn't the food. It was up here. The person getting the breast augmentation and the BLWs and you see these women with a ass hanging out, but you put a cup on. The disease was attention. They did it for attention. They did it to be seen, to be known. And guess what? You can't be really known on this internet. You get known in person. Okay, so this cancel culture attacks that need to be seen, that need to be liked, that need to be desired. And so these people who are, hey man, look at my car, look at my clothes. But that doesn't matter online unless you're transitioning that online to in-person activities. It doesn't matter. You look crazy. So this is cracking me up. The middle-aged sadness behind cancel culture. Panic. This is cracking me up here. Okay, it's from a show. So there's a show called The Chair. It's a Netflix drama about academia. And so it's, it's about to be crazy. So anyway, so long story short, there's an English professor, his wife dies, and he talks about fascism, mocks the Nazis, all this stuff. Well, the students record him. They record him. And he basically is getting canceled. So if you want to laugh, if you're smart enough to get the entertainment of it, the whole show is talking about being canceled. And, in a lot of elite enclaves, which we would call the Obama places, the colleges, the professors feel like, oh, we're getting canceled. Oh my God, we're getting canceled. But it's really just conversations that would have been held in a small space of people being held on an outer level, and people don't get it, right? So people are worried about being canceled as an adjunct professor because let's just go there. Most adjunct professors only make 30 to 50K a year. That's it. That's national. You can go look that up. It's not till you get to some of these bigger colleges, you get tenure, you start writing books and selling books every semester, all these really kind of, big things that kind of get you to big money professor, like 100,000, 200,000. A lot of people live off campus or near campus or on professor campus housing because it's cheap, right? Or it's a discount. The whole point of this show talks about people don't understand a joke, right? What a real joke is, right? People don't understand information to an in-depth level. So you can be having a conversation and somebody's like, well, you're attacking this person because you don't 100% agree with what that person says. You are a terrible person. Y'all, that's ridiculous. And I gave this example to my trainer the other day. Somebody was on Facebook arguing and I knew better, but I just threw it in there, right? Well, the guy's like, well, you're a liberal black woman who probably is a single mom and voted for Biden. And I said, no, I'm actually a business owner. Hire several people. Lots of black men work for me. I've come from a family of law enforcement and military. My mom served in the military. My parents were married. I have no children. I'm unmarried. What are you talking about? And also, I voted for Trump. And so you could just see this person's head exploding. Like what? How is that possible that you're a minority? And all these things I've been told, right? Because people are living to the extremes on the internet. They don't have any kind of a nuance to themselves or their life. So they have to be, I'm team A and you must be team B. And that right there, my folks, that's where people are making money off us, right? I've told you guys about the guy who had a pro-Obama t-shirt website and an anti-Obama t-shirt website. And guess what? He made sales either way every day. And so what I want you guys to understand is the funny thing about Fieldcraft Survival, we actually, I went to high school with his cousins, and actually he's from Fayetteville, North Carolina. Again, there's superstars coming out of Fayetteville. J. Cole, you know what I'm saying? Rob out here, create something every day. Me, we just make superstars. That's all. But that's the thing. If you really focus on your business, work on your business, grow your business, real assets, real money, this is nothing. This is noise. Winter is coming. I did that show to talk to y'all about solar panels and energy, and where are you in the leg of those things? Where are you on this Biden dark winter? Because what's going to happen, a lot of you are out here goofing off, and I relate it to the ant and the grasshopper. You're goofing off and you're trying to counsel people on Twitter. And guess what? You didn't prepare your own house. You know what I'm saying? You didn't prepare your own house. There you go. There you go. I'm telling you, 1980s, Duran was in trouble for stuff. Listen, R. Kelly sales went up 500%. Remember the white guy who said a few N-words and they said, oh, he's canceled. His record label threw him off, even though they knew they had to keep paying him. And his record sales went through the roof. Now, the problem is when the record label, you don't make that much money off records. You make all your money as an artist off touring. That's why so many artists had to sell last year, because they had no way to make money from touring. And so many people were over leveraged. And you say, well, Ericka, that can't be possible. They made all this money. Listen, people who spend, like these superstars, a lot of these basketball players, they get up in the morning, they go eat breakfast, they eat lunch, they go hang out, they go to the club. They don't think about the price because they never had to, because money's always coming in. See, you live in a different economy when money is coming in daily. This is a different economy, okay? When money's coming in daily, sales from courses and books and stuff is just coming in every day, you have to really be disciplined on the numbers to make it when there's slow seasons, because every business has a slow season. And that's why I talk about digital real estate. That's why Dave Chapelle recorded all his own specials. And if Netflix wanted to pull it off the air, guess what? He's already been paid. That's part of the joke. I've already been paid millions of dollars, whether this special plays or not. If this special plays, I get extra money. That's how David Chapelle was able to walk away from the $50 million deal and then make everybody feel bad for streaming it when they didn't pay him. Okay? That literally is in the show. It's like don't abort the baby. Let me see here. So the family channels, because they were in this effort to, again, the Me Too movement started about child abuse and child sex trafficking. Now, what we saw is Me Too movement turned more into these women suing their ex-boss for being inappropriate. Tavis Smiley getting put off PBN, even though he hosted the Black National Conference every year for like 20 years, right? He held these huge conferences that made money, and he had his own PBS special channel. He got fired, right? He got canceled. Why? Because he was sleeping with someone that worked underneath him. It was his ex-girlfriend. Now, many people say, well, that's wrong. He's the boss. He can't be sleeping with people at the network. But a lot of workplace relationships happen. If you actually go look at data, I know a lot of this internet foolishness will have you believe that men are driving around elementary schools and high schools looking for girlfriends. No, most stats show nurses marry nurses, nurses marry doctors, doctors marry administrative women inside the hospital, lawyers marry lawyers, lawyers marry judges, tech people marry tech people, and so janitors marry janitors. I did a whole show on this. I brought up stats and docs and numbers to show you what I'm saying is true. So again, your circle of influence of where you work and where you live, it's very common for those people to date. It's very common for those people to interact with each other. So when the Me Too movement started turning into suing your ex-boss or your ex-boyfriend or your ex-whoever, that's when people started complaining. Okay? So in a weird way, YouTube said, well, we're going to fix it. We're going to demonetize some of these family channels. And you can't even make comments on the family channels, which made no sense. You know why? Because YouTube, like any other platform, has an agenda. On the recommended page, if you go look up the recommended page, right now you see a lot of alternative living. That's how I'll say that. Alternative living and a lot of crap you don't want. Pranks and silliness. But those channels don't make the money. The channels that make the money are the family channels, are the gun channels. You know why they make money? Because so many eyes are going over there and so much traffic's going off the platform. Majority of your gun channels still make $1 million a year. Not from Google AdSense, but from their actual people watching the channel, leaving this platform and meeting them in the real world, signing up for their email list, and buying their affiliate links. Okay? Family channels are no different. That mom watching that channel and laughing is going to go do what? Go to Target and buy some of the same stuff she sees in that family's house. That's why you have Belief in Fatherhood. He's a Black channel with less than 500,000 subscribers. He has Dove commercial. He literally went from an apartment to buying a whole big old giant double-story house in California. Big old house, not a little one, near the water, okay? That's how Maisel, the channel where it's a Black woman she was a single mom with 4 kids, married an Asian man in Virginia, and then had 4 more kids. That's right, he married a Black woman with 4 kids, and he was Asian. And then they moved their family to California because they were making so much money off YouTube that they bought it. That's a $2 million, $3 million house at least in California. So again, when people say, Ericka, I want to make this YouTube money. No, a lot of you, what you want is AdSense money. You don't want real money, and you don't want real power, and you don't want to create your own platforms. If you're in my digital real estate coins course, we're going to break that. We're going to break that habit. We're going to show you how to make the real money, long-term money, so that you actually have a future to carve out of. Okay? It was stupid. The way they tried to act like they were fixing family channels was stupid. It's ridiculous. And here's the thing. The only people that is truly affected by, prime example, we'll talk about Nicolas Cage. Nicolas Cage was doing outrageous, outlandish things. Nicolas Cage still brings people to the box. They still want to see him. They don't care. They don't care that he's broke and he spent all his money and he drinks and parties with hookers. They want to see Nicolas Cage. So Nicolas Cage keeps making ridiculous movies and people keep paying him because he has to pay back his tax debt, right? Johnny Depp. Johnny Depp's, is she his ex-wife now, I think? Or just ex-girlfriend. Amber Heard told people that Johnny Depp had beat her up. Oh, he beat her up. And Johnny Depp, being a man, didn't want to tell it. but was in court saying, nah, this girl bit my finger off. That's why I'm missing part of my finger. She bit my finger off. She beat me. She crapped in my bed. She did all this crazy stuff. And once it came out in court, because Johnny Depp's an old school guy, he's old now. He's looking good for his old age. Not all of them can do that. Most can't. He literally never said a word. It came out in court that this girl had bit his finger off, assaulted him, beat him over the head, cut him with a knife. And people were like, what the hell? Everybody's like, cancel Amber Heard. No, bring back Johnny Depp to Pirates of the Caribbean. Cancel that woman. So everybody's saying, cancel her, girl. Cancel that woman. She's wrong. Well, guess what? She already had the movie contracts. It was too late. That's why Aquaman 2, she's going to be in there, and she's going to be in a bunch of other movies. Now, when Netflix came out with a movie she's a lead in, nobody watched it. Now, I'm going to say nobody watched it because it was a shitty movie, but nobody watched it because cancel culture is trying to cancel her. Honey, she's already got the money from the movies. She's already got the checks. And guess what? In 5 years from now, when people forget about it and Johnny Depp's back in movies, because he lost about 7 movie roles from this. When Johnny Depp's acting again and she's acting again, people forget about it. They'll forget about it. Listen, my apps, listen, right now, I'm telling you, I've been on the phone the past 3 weeks with my city government in a county above Austin, trying to get the fire marshal to agree on something. Then I called somebody in planning. Then I called the city councilwoman. Then I called another councilwoman. And then I got back in a meeting because I said, listen, you're the county commissioner. You've helped me before. Help me now. But see, I can't tell y'all all that right here on this YouTube because a lot of y'all not thinking high enough. And that's okay. You won't get it, but I'll document some of this stuff. Because what happens is the real power's outside. You know, Ericka, why would you want to deal with the brick and mortar? Honey, listen, brick and mortar outside these major cities is like $1,000 a month on major highways. Okay? Brick and mortar is still going to be here. Why? Because people still want to get out of their house. People still want to go places. People still want to do things. I know you think everybody's on the internet. Half our country don't even have high-speed internet. Parts of Alabama and Florida, rural Florida, don't got no high-speed internet. You got parts of South Carolina ain't got high-speed internet. You got parts of Tennessee. That's why I'm telling you the next 10 years, you're going to be having people running fiber throughout the country. Y'all didn't really look at this infrastructure bill. You didn't look at it. That's why I'm bringing Eric Coffee on tomorrow, talking about government contracts, because, see, I'm telling y'all, I'm dropping y'all the gems, and maybe some of y'all going to pick it up, not everybody. And that's okay. Because I'm going to keep building real businesses in the outside world. That's all I'm telling you. Oh, for sure. Listen. How dare you counsel my favorite person for doing some weird mess? Okay. Cool. Cool, boo, cool. Bingo, bingo, bingo. Body dysmorphia is not. They have men who are, they've had several bodybuilders die in the past year. Several. There again, when people say, well, that bodybuilder died from the pandemic, and he's a bodybuilder. No. If you actually know real bodybuilders, you actually go read and watch some of their struggles. They eat crazy, they do crazy things, they take crazy supplements, they take a lot of shots, the steroids, they get on the gear, they get on and off. And so a lot of times they're not healthy. They're doing all this stuff to get on stage to show you healthy, then it's not healthy. That's why I'm laughing about the whole Deontay Wilder fight. That white dude looked like some people's dads I know. Shaped funny, but you fight him, he gonna bust you up. He gonna take you down to the white meat, okay? It is. You can't. Listen, exactly. Even local radio shucks. We can't talk about local leaders that are real poverty pimps. Exactly. This is why I told y'all podcasts are making such a comeback. Because people want that local connection, that local conversation that local radio stations used to provide. There you go. There you go. Listen, babe, this is what I want you to understand. I have a gift of gab, and I'm gonna come on here and I'm gonna laugh and I'm gonna joke and I'm gonna share my smarts with y'all because all I do is read articles all day and talk to investors and talk to business people and say, okay, how do we fix this? How do we make this better? How do we invest in this town? How do we get that land lot and do this with it? And I just come on here and share it, and I have a good time. Some people come on here and all they do is come on here to be grumpy and sad and isolated in their everyday life. I come on this thing to connect, to go out in the real world and connect with people. And I get it. Some of y'all are on here for hours every night. You come on here, 5 o'clock. I see you at 6 o'clock, 7 o'clock, 8 o'clock, 9 o'clock, 10 o'clock. Baby, you can't live a real life and be on here like that. You can't. You can't. This is why you see so much content from my editors chopping this stuff up and just putting it back out here. Because I have stuff to do with my real life. Yep. Oh, Lord, I missed it. Listen. There you go. Anthony Johnson, I cannot wait. I cannot wait. You know why? Because I'm going to be out here buying boats in Austin for cheap. I'm going to be out here getting a landing dock. I'm going to be out here getting high-rise apartment looking views. Because you know why? Because they have not prepared. A lot of people doing some goofy stuff and can pay their rent with their credit cards right now, but they ain't prepared. They're not. Look at Atlanta Midtown. Look how the demographic is changing. You're not paying attention. It's people who have high-skilled jobs. It's people who have a skill. It's people who do stuff. I'm trying hard to tell you. In the description, I have the booklet. The winter is coming checklist is in here, and then also the digital real estate coins class. I'm telling you, live class is Saturday. Don't miss it, because what happens is y'all watch the videos and you're scared to take action. That's why we have live trainings. We're gonna have 7 of them, because y'all need to be actually going from class and producing some stuff, and you'll be amazed how fast things turn. You'll be amazed. Look, I'm telling you. Yes. John just said, I bought a white SUV. Now the world is nothing but white SUVs. People need to be less sensitive to the frequency effect. Yes. Okay. I've told y'all this several times on this channel. I did a test one summer, maybe 2 summers ago, and I said, I'm going to look for black tech nerds. Men, women, whoever, just black tech nerds. All week long, all day long. I kept running people at the grocery store, HEB, kept running people down the Domain. I kept running people over here, over there, over there. Why? Because I was looking for them. I was looking for them. That's why when people come to us and say, oh, I don't see no black people, I'm like, you lying. You ain't looking. Or where you at? Let's really talk about that. That's why when people tell me they can't find high quality people, first, let's look in the mirror. Okay. And then tell me where you're looking. Oh, Ericka, we meet these people all out in the world, blah, blah, blah. No. If you're searching through the dumpster, what are you going to find? It's trash. You don't do nothing. You don't go nowhere. You're not involved in any events. You don't volunteer. You don't do any real activities. It's just the truth. There's all kind of summer camps you can and co-ed sport teams for adults and softball teams and football teams and adult ice hockey right across the street over here. There's all kind of activities out here. Are you going out your house and participating in them? You're not. So when you on the internet, I got some power. What did Martin Luther King say the protesting was? It was the voice to the powerless. See, it's a different move when you own a lot of iHeartMedia share stock and then you message them and say, hey, I'm really upset as a shareholder. Oh, wait, who are you? A shareholder? Oh, okay, let's get you somebody on the phone. You dig what I'm saying? Different position. It's called the frequency effect. Proximity matters. Now, I'm gonna tell you like this. I do my company, I send my staff, because you ain't got no staff, you just got a bunch of freelancers. No, I have actual staff. I sent them to a golf classic, and if you saw on here, I posted pictures of it. Now in my email, I get golf classic, volunteer golf classic stuff nonstop. I get them once a month or twice a month. This past month, I got like 7 of them. Hey, would you like to come to Dallas to this golf class for business owners who are investors? Hey, would you like to come to this golf classes in Houston where we're going to do da. Trust me, proximity matters. Vibrations matter. Okay. Work marriages is a real thing. There was a story of this woman, and she was cracking me up. She was on like Steve Harvey show. She cheated on her husband, okay, with somebody else's husband at work. They both divorced their spouses, get married, stay together 20 years. Guess what? That same man cheated on her and left her for another woman. Where? At work. So when people sit here and go, oh, girl, I don't care what my woman does. She can do whatever. She could be a school teacher. She could be a parking meter attendant. She could be anything. I don't care what money my woman makes. That's full talk. That's the guy who ain't never gonna go nowhere, ain't never gonna do nothing. That's full talk. Because anybody with a half a brain in their head knows to have full adult conversations and actually have a life, and I mean a life with somebody where they go and do things and go on vacation and eat dinner together, requires you to know what they do. Just as facts. There you go. And what you don't understand about nurses and cops is, on average, they work like 3 long days a week. If you ever meet a nurse and cop couple, the cop works about 3 days on the same days where the nurse is not working. Right? Like he'll work 3 and then she'll work her 3, but they're opposite. So they have time with the kids. Yes, they didn't. But guess what? People like to see happy, healthy, whole families. There is a man channel. His name is Levine. You can go look him up. He had let's just go there. He had a manosphere, red pill talking points. Women ain't shit. I'm hating on women. Women is why I can't be a good person. Whatever, all this stuff. And guess what? He found this woman when he was out going about his real life outside and fell in love and made a channel about, I fell in love. I'm marrying her. I'm having kids. And to this day, I'm talking about 6 years later, their oldest child maybe 7. People still come on their channels and go, I remember when you had a man channel. I remember when you didn't like women. I remember when you were red pill. This man has gone on in the course of 7 years of his life to not only marry, but to be happy, have kids, and move houses 3 times. They moved 3 states. They driving Lambos. And you still in this internet, in a cave of your closet, at your mama's house, talking crazy. See, these women is why I can't get nowhere. That's crazy, man. That's crazy. If I get canceled for calling y'all crazy, cancel me. You know why? Because I'm outside and you ain't. So it don't really matter. It don't really matter. I'm outside. Okay? Come on, baby. Let's talk about it. Okay? These people have literally made money off their kids. And this man has gone on with his whole life. Okay? Hey, welcome. My chosen lyric. See you in the class on Saturday. I want a lot of y'all to cam up. Why? Because we want to see your faces in the real world. Several people who come to my Classy Climb events, conferences, met me at events. They actually partner together and work with each other. See, that's what happens when you step out your house and do some real world stuff. Right? You don't go work at the call center and then come on YouTube for the next 7 hours complaining about how your life is rough. When really, if you leave the call center and then actually go do something with your afternoon, you might be less miserable. That's just something I'm thinking. I don't know. I may be wrong. It really was hijacked. And there's 370 people here. Go ahead and hit that like button. Hit it hard for me. Moderators, make sure you moderating in here. Don't make me come up in here and start kicking people out. They do. Wisdom worldwide. If you might want to do a consult with me, but honestly, you don't even have to use YouTube the way y'all think. I'm teaching some of my students in there on YouTube ad marketing and different things. There are several people who have a channel, it has no videos on it, and they run YouTube ads. There's a solar panel company. This is how I know how this Google is listening to us. I haven't even closed on my house yet, okay? But Google is sending me ads going, hey, you need them solar panels in that city? I'm like, what? Are you looking for solar panels in Leander? Hey, come on here and blah, blah, blah. And I'm like, what is happening? I've seen that ad nonstop. I've seen that ad nonstop. And that man don't got no real YouTube channel. He literally has two videos of him installing some solar panels. That's it. So you can use YouTube and spend $20 a day. Now some people say $20 a day, Ericka. $20 a day just to niche down to this one city to advertise your handyman business, your middleman to millions business in that one city, dominate for $20 a day. You can't beat it. TV can't beat that right now. So 20 times 30 days is $600 a month. You would spend that in any kind of radio advertising, any kind of TV advertising, any Google ads. You spend that money in a month. $20 a day. That's why when someone tells me that they're rich and they don't pay for YouTube advertising because it's a waste of money and they're trying to do some organic hocus pocus. Come on, man. Get the fuck out of here. Get that shit out of here. You sound crazy. You sound delusional. Thank you so much. This may be it, but Mallory J, part of that too is getting off this computer and going and making your own real family. You know, he a little old now. It's keep it techie, right? It's a whole new world. When you get that sponsor money, you like, huh, I'm out of here, peasants. I'm gone. It's a whole new world, man. Keep It Techie has a great channel, you guys. There you go. Let's go, Brandon. It really did. Exactly. Thomas Dickerson. And that's the thing. Keep talking about it. You know why? Because Facebook is smashing you down. It's censoring you. It's censoring you. Nancy Pelosi and the husband, there's a t-shirt called Pelosi Capital. I'm gonna start wearing it on here because that's the truth. I'm like, what do you got over there? What is Nancy Pelosi's husband doing today? Because he's the real goat. Come on, listen, the Amish are owning. If you go look up the Amish, they own a ton of real estate all over PA, all over these places. They own, the Amish are even in Utah, Colorado, and Arizona. They're in Belize, honey. When I was down there at the cacao farm, the Amish was up the road owning hundreds of acres of land. You know why? Because the Amish is outside. They actually selling stuff people need, and they actually buying stuff with their money. So the Amish is out here, and people say, well, how did the Amish bloodline not get bad? Well, they switch people from states. They even got some black Amish now, okay? They got people coming from Colorado, visit the children in teenagers, visit each other in Pennsylvania, right? So they visit each other. Then they got the ones from Arizona, visit each other. Why? So the bloodline don't get messy, okay? You dig what I'm saying? You dig what I'm saying? This is true. This is true. It is. It's pretty bad. Yep. Yep. Yeah. They really do. They gotta live. They gotta focus on living. Dirty trick, man. Come on through. Exactly. It's the chemicals in the food. It's a lot of hormones affecting people. Let me go over here. It talks about cancel culture's mental health toll. My patient's daughter had a panic attack after being bullied for a tasteless joke. Now, let me tell you something. And people are gonna come in, but you don't got no kids. You can't be saying this, Ericka. You ain't got no kids. I'm gonna say this because I have to say it, and you can't cancel me for it, so I ain't worried about it. If you have a son or daughter, and every freaking study in the world shows that if that child has two parents in the home, and not only just two parents, but also is involved in after school activities, they are less likely to be depressed, less likely to be overweight, less likely to have issues, okay? Less likely to have bad grades. You've heard countless black men come on this internet and say, if it wasn't for sports after school, if it wasn't for music in school, if it wasn't for PE class at school, I would have dropped out. We hear it every day. What you have this cancel culture hurting these children, these are children who are not involved. These are children whose parents are lazy Sarahs and lazy Jeromes. They ain't taking the kid to some sports. They ain't taking them some after school activity. Last year, they talked about all these children having bad mental health, except for the children who were enrolled in what? Summer camps and karate and after school programs, even though school was out. Those kids did fine. Why? Because they met other kids, they ran around, got some energy out, and kickboxed and had a normal day. They weren't just dopamine fed TV all day. So what you have here is a parent's issue. Ericka, you're not a parent. You can't say that. I'm so sorry. I'm so sorry. Right? I'm so sorry. Okay. Okay. I really apologize. But go read that on your own. Again, here's another one. Rodents the size of Saint Bernards in Argentina. Look how big those rodents are. Very big. Sorry, distracted. Okay, back over here. All right. So here's John Stewart. Cancel culture is a myth. He said it's a myth. Okay. Why is it a myth? Guess what? Right? Why is it a myth, y'all? People that talk about cancel culture never seem to shut the blank up about it, he says. It's kind of funny. He's like, there's more speech than ever now. If you can't say it, that when you look at it, the internet is democratized criticism. What we do for a living, we talk we criticize, we postulate, we opinionate, we make jokes, and now other people having their say. That's not cancel culture. We live in a relentless culture. The system of the internet and all the other things are incentivized to find pressure points and exacerbate that. Right? When people get deep in these echo chambers, and if you think a little bit different from them, if you say, hey, this person's 90% okay, and the other 10%, they should go get some help for that. They kind of are living like a hermit in isolation. They should go get some help for that. Now you're a bitch. Now you're an awful person. Now you're a turncoat. You know why? Because again, I'm going to find that book for my trainer. Again, people are living in these weird extremes and no middle ground. No middle ground. We make fun of people who do research to see if something's good for them to take. Who's a dum-dum orders something and doesn't research if it's something in there allergic to them or their stomach might be upset or they can't drink milk? That's the dumbest thing I've ever heard of. You can't do the research because you're not a doctor. Y'all, this is where we at with this. We're getting real dumb out here. It's getting real scary with the dum-dums. Let's see what else y'all got in here. Thank you so much, Thinking Man Podcast. I appreciate you. Winner is freedom. Listen, I want you to understand this. Diamond Dave has been saying this for a minute. You're going to have more homeless men. And I'm going to say this. I have never seen homeless black men near Pflugerville. I've never seen it. And I live here in Austin. And I happened to drive in Pflugerville and saw 3 homeless black men. I'm like, where did they come from? Are you brothers all right? Where you been? How'd you get out here? What you doing homeless out here? In Pflugerville, every 1 in 5 people is black, just to be clear. I've never seen a homeless black person in Pflugerville. Why? Majority of black people I've been figuring work in tech, have a big old house. Never seen it. Okay? I drive to Houston. Thousands of homeless black men. In Houston, Texas, where there are jobs aplenty. Now you say, Ericka, that's mental health. It's mental health. You got to get off these people back. Some of it is mental health, but there is a running joke of people who are doing what? Getting put out. Again, I've told y'all this before. If your name out on the lease this winter, do not break the peace. Don't do it. If you are living in a situation where you need the person you live with to pay 50-50 on the rent, you need to shut the hell up. I say this for women too, but I want you to understand, you've put yourself in that position, you get yourself out. So if you really think this winter is about, it's these women, these women is going to winter. You haven't seen it. Go look on the internet. These women are putting 2 damn families in a house. 2 black women were showing on the Instagram the other day how her friend and her, they baby daddies left and they moved into a place together and put all the kids in one room. So she had a room, the other girl had a room, and the kids had to share a room. And within a year, saved up enough money so the other girl could buy herself a house. Listen to me. We may not like the community, but women in the community is going to go find another woman to live with, unless she's just a crazy woman. She go find somebody to live with. It is men in the community. We have to be careful. If your grandmother has a granddaughter with children, or you, just Jerome, by yourself, she's going to give that space in her house to the woman with the children. That's just facts. That's just facts. Okay? So this winter is coming. It's an equal opportunity. If you are a forklift driver, baby, it's time to get some more skills. It's time to get some more skills. If you're a man over 35 and if you fall down at your job, you don't got no benefits, it's time to get some more skills. I'm being very truthful. If the hustle didn't come out you this 2020, when it was killing everybody else, it ain't in you. It ain't in you. That's right. Master IT. That's why I went and met Black Heights in person. That's why several people you see coming on the channel, they here in Austin, we meet in person. Here is the link coming up. Let me see here. Hold on, y'all. I'm gonna give y'all the link. Because you're saying you don't got the link. I'm gonna give you the link, baby. Here's the link for the digital real estate course in the chat. It's going to be in the top pinned. Any moderators, you can put it in the chat. It's in the chat, y'all. There's 368 people here. Make sure you hit the like button before you leave. Make sure you leave a comment. Okay. Link is inside here. Technology is overrated. Listen, several of these small places, these small towns, this is why if you go read the article I showed y'all about Texas, some of these smaller Texas towns, their small businesses are doing better than in Austin. The rent's cheaper. People still got to get out of the house. Go look up co-working space articles. Co-working spaces are exploding. People, if they have to, will work from home, but naturally inclined to be around other people, even if they ain't talking to them, just in the same space. I'm here in this co-working space, and many people are like, hey, how you doing, girl? We're both here late. You're like, hey. I'm just telling you. It's in the chat. The link is in the chat. It's $100. It'll be $350 coming up, and I don't know how many days away, but I ain't gonna tell y'all, because if you don't think you can get $100 in value off this channel, you haven't got it. Good luck. You dig for dirt, you'll find it. You dig for trash, you'll find it. It's in the link, Dirty Trick. There you go. It really will be. People are still buying houses. Listen, something somebody said, and I don't want to give him credit because he's gonna get mad with me. Because he already mad with me. This is another channel. He mad too. He said some of these men don't even have the skill level to like trick a woman. You know what I mean? It ain't even about game. They just don't even got the mental capacity to try to be like, hey, I'm gonna stay with you and I'm gonna live with you. We're gonna save rent. Like they don't even have the communication skills. You know what I'm saying? So you know. There you go. Hiking is for white people. Like all these weird stuff where no beef. Dennis Spurring had a thing where black women don't like women who do alternative things. Well, one of the pictures was a black man hunting. I was like, I'm from North Carolina. I'm from the Carolina. Black men hunt all over the place. Black men are on four-wheelers. Black men are out there in pickup trucks. Black men out there two-stepping. Black men in cowboy boots all over the place. Black men are cops with cowboy hats on out there. What are you talking about? You can go to Georgia and see black men with cowboy boots on. That's not uncommon. It's just not. Dang. So sorry about that. Minnesota be on some shit. Listen, see, I cannot. See, God bless you. So class will have 7 live classes. The first one is Saturday. If you've already bought the course, you can actually log into the course and see the class link. And then we'll have 6 more live classes on top of the 20 recordings, teaching you how to outlay, how you can make assets in digital real estate, how you create digital real estate the different ways, and how we can get you out there in the space. Because really, there's going to come a time, and I made a video on it, you're really going to have to pay to play. Look how YouTube already changed it. Oh, well, you got to have 1,000 subscribers and 4,000 watch hours. Now, you may say, well, that ain't nothing, Ericka. That ain't nothing. Listen to me. 90% of all YouTube channels have less than 1,000 views. 90%. If you have a video on YouTube over 1,000 views, you are in the top 10% of YouTube. I didn't say the top 1%. I said the top 10%. Okay. So if you're somebody on this man's internet telling me that you're some poor righteous teacher and none of the people in your channel paying you any money, you can't even sell an ebook for $1 to your audience to help them. Whose fault is that? You're doing digital real estate wrong and you're too stubborn to learn how to do it better. That's all. Anyway, that's all. There you go. Duck hunting. DJ, you can reach out to, well, he's in Los Angeles, but you can reach out to our Tuesday guest, Chris Johnson. He has a free, literally a free consulting link on his channel. We put the video up yesterday. Go reach out to him. Oh, I see somebody give me some big dollars. Hold on here. Hold on. I appreciate you now. I think that's some of it. But I also think we have a lot more people. We have a lot more people who are being encouraged to share their thoughts, even if they don't have like well thought out, defined thoughts. Does that make sense? Like, like, like several men I've noticed on YouTube will start quoting a book, and people in the audience will be like, "That's so deep, man. So freaking deep. It's like amazing, dude." And he'll literally just be quoting Rich Dad Poor Dad quotes from the book, or Cash Flow Quadrant, or a book that sold millions of copies, and people just don't read. Right? They just don't. So that's part of it. We have a lot of people sharing their anger. We have like rage mob kind of mentality. We also have a lot of. There's a book called Angry White Man. There's a book called Rage Inc. Inc. A really great book talking about once you get in prime example Trump, you got these people stirred up. They're like, I want to do something. I want to do something. Okay, well, what do you want to do? And so people will nudge them into different ways. Hey, you should join your local chamber of this, or that's why you have so many of these people that were on the internet, on YouTube and Facebook, that got really popular under Trump, that actually ran for office and won because they were only people kind of angry enough to do something, right? While other people were passive. The Amish, we outside, baby. Missouri, Kentucky, the Amish is outside. They live in real life. There you go. They really ain't. I bought a watermelon from an Amish boy in Belize. A half, like a sliced up watermelon. Trust me, they out there. So prime example, I would say, Miss Bella, like, best way to explain it is assets, digital assets are various things, right? Products you put on Amazon, affiliate links, native ads, websites, blogs. You can even be commenting in Facebook groups. Several things fall under digital assets, digital real estate that can bring in income, that can bring in influence, that can bring in clicks to currency. It's several things. I mean, we would be here all night listing the things it could be, and the placements, product placements that would occur. But we outlay it pretty well. In the first video I did to talk about digital real estate, I outlay it pretty well. And I'll just do a video that just says digital real estate. As far as when I talk about Dave Chapelle and all this, if you're a comedian, if you record your craft and sell it on various platforms, that's digital real estate. And you also have the power of physical, right? The physical DVD. Joe Rogan has 2 YouTube channels. One's where he posts a whole 3-hour podcast, then another where he has the clips, just thousands of clips. Then on top of that, he's on internet, right? He's on podcasts. Then he's also does UFC. Then he does a podcast for UFC. Then he also goes and does several books, ebooks. He does comedian shows. There's several things that end up turning to digital real estate that he's recorded them once and they go out and live forever, right? It's not just podcasts. It's not just videos. You can literally make money, not have a podcast, and run podcast ads and do several things that bring traffic to a site. The biggest complaint people have is saying is, well, Ericka, I'm on YouTube, but what if they cancel me or they get rid of my channel? Anybody on this YouTube channel can be getting rid of tomorrow. Anybody. But guess what? I've showed y'all time and time again where there's people who had handles, their channel was deleted. They reached out to 150 people and did what? Hey, can I get an interview? Can I get an interview? Can I get an interview? Then guess what? When you type in their name, their channel is gone, but they're in the algorithm all over the place, right? So in some ways, what the man talked about the other day, when you type in his name, it's horrible. It's literally 150 videos calling him a certain name. But guess what? If his channel got deleted tomorrow, that's what would be the leftovers, is those search of his name that way. So this is why people think cancel culture works, because, hey, what if we get him off YouTube? Well, then all the video searches on him are going to be that. They aren't going to be video interviews he's done with other people. They're going to be that. That makes sense, everybody? All right. So when we talk about buying Waze apps, ads, Pandora ads, iHeartMedia ads, several different things, you can create this digital real estate that goes out there and sends traffic back to you. Right? We talk about Google ads. We talk about native ads. We talk about SEO ads. We talk about how blogs are usually more powerful than just the actual real website. So there's a lot I would go into, but thank you for $10 super chat. Just naming off sites won't make sense to you. I'll try to do a bigger, longer digital real estate video that's just talking about just real estate, but it will have to be like concentrated video because even if I list off all the ways you can make digital real estate, it won't make sense to most people. Take you down to the white meat. That is a quote. And again, thank you all for the super chats. A Ferrari, possible. See, that would be digital real estate. I'd have to make a video on a hair care product, get paid for it. Thank you so much. I appreciate the $9 super chat. Golden Girls chocolate edition. I'll even give you another example. Dolly Parton wrote the song "I Will Always Love You," and then Whitney Houston sang it, and then several other people sang it because of Whitney Houston, right? But Dolly Parton was the originator of that song, and she said, sadly, when Whitney died, she made millions. Like her $1 million M's went up multiple times. And of course, here's the course, you guys, for those who are looking. Oh man, thank you so much, Trucker from Scratch, David McGill. Thank you for the $100 super chat. You're the best. What's up, owner operator? For sure. Prime example, I know a trucker right now who's created a booklet on teaching truckers how to plan a budget. They can buy his booklet from where? Online, or they can buy his digital version online. There's just several ways to do this. You see a lot of people do these review videos on YouTube, and they're like one-off review videos, or they review Las Vegas, or they went on a vacation here and they reviewed it. There's a couple, and I'll try to find them and make an example video out of them. They literally, that's all they do. They go to hotels, they review it, and because hotels know they're coming, they're able to get a discounted stay, they're able to get food for free, and they're able to, again, travel. When it comes to blogs, you think, mommy blogs and lifestyle blogs are number one, but no, it's personal finance. I told people when I was at VidCon, there is a million ways to show people how to save money and cash out and pay off debt. Millions of ways. There's even a guy who has a book that talks about how you as a renter can save money on renting and all the ways you can save money and have a better experience renting and all this other stuff and fight the landlords. And I'm going to bring him on the channel. So I think it's funny. Yeah, it's black men owning farms everywhere. If there's a moderator here, make sure you'll counsel people. Thank you so much. I appreciate it. If there's Oh, here it is. I see it is. There it is. Blocked. I'm telling you exactly. Snowboarding, all of it. Prime example, my last example I'm going to use is the Nation of Islam. And I'm going to close out the show. People, now what happened to Franklin, Louis Farrakhan? They took him off of YouTube. They took his platform off. Guess what happened? You had millions of hours and hours of content that people start taking snippets of and posting it everywhere, all over. So now if you look at Louis Farrakhan, he's everywhere all over YouTube. And they took him down, right? He's everywhere on Instagram. Now you're going to say, well, why don't the Nation of Islam build their own thing? That's just it. Nation of Islam has its own podcast. It has its own radio station in New York. They also have thousands of acres of farms in Alabama, Georgia, and Tennessee, where they send men from New York down there to work. And so much so that they ran out of food. I've tried to order beans and flour from them for a long time. They ran out of food. There's a black man in South Carolina growing grits. I'm trying to say it the right way. He has a grit farm, right? He makes grits and he sells grits. Now you're going to say, well, he sells grits. Literally, billion-dollar industry in grits. Here he is making just a portion of it, doing a physical, right? Physical business product, but his digital real estate on YouTube, people watch him cook grits all the time. How many times can you watch a person cook grits? I don't know, but that's all his YouTube channel is cooking grits. And he gets thousands and thousands of views, right? It's a book I hold up. It was like, you go back, well, I'll have to type it in again. Y'all throwing me off. I can't think like that. Listen, be real. Thank you for this $5 super chat. If all you got out of this conversation was this, and all you got out of the first conversation that, then you need therapy and you need to work on your critical listening skills because they don't work. They're defaulty. Your critical listening skills, where I say this man suffered a heart attack and a stroke and gives good business advice, and so he may have just messed up, is not working. Your critical thinking skills are not working, and I'm sorry they're not working. Don't get mad at me. I'm just being honest. If your critical thinking skills aren't working, that's not my problem. All right. So, anyways, yeah. Thank you for that. You guys have a good day. You can't cancel someone who has a real life off the internet. Be very clear. I'm gonna say it one more time. You cannot cancel someone who has a real life off the internet, who does real business off the internet. Every day, brick and mortar is still making money. Every day, there's digital real estate all over. All over. All over. Okay? You understand what I'm saying? Okay? So again, can't cancel somebody with thousands of stuff on the internet. Digital real estate blueprint. Okay? Literally. There you go. There you go. You know, help those who need hearing to help. I mean, again, people can't hear. People can't hear. Dr. Umar. Is Dr. Umar still not getting paid out here on this internet, even though people said they cancel him? He canceled. Y'all, don't be silly. Please stop being silly. Y'all better than this. There's 352 people here. If you haven't, check out the digital real estate coins course. Learn deeply. We'll show you step by step. Show you thousands of ways to make 1,000 assets on this internet so that you can make money. And you don't have to start a YouTube channel. You don't have to start a podcast. I'll show you multiple ways you can make money off of it and create digital real estate out here. Some people get real crazy. I'm about to listen. We about to sell hearing aids out here because some folks can't hear. Some people think they woke. At the end of the day, I hope you guys have a blessed evening. I hope you get something out of this channel, and I hope you got value out of this channel. If you haven't, please don't return to the channel. Please have a great evening and never return. All right, you guys, it's your girl Ericka going to go see Let Us See. Why? Because Level C is not canceled, and she's going to sing her butt off downtown. Later, you guys.